All right, so we also have the PPG Genesis Impact results from this weekend. And we also have the extravaganza tonight, baby, which means tomorrow morning you're going to get those fresh tournament results from me sitting here and gathering information from players and trying to figure out what players are trying to play. So you guys can buckle up for that. If you guys are playing tonight in the extravaganza, hit me up with info. I would appreciate that. Now let's dig on into the PPG Genesis Impact Top 8, shall we? So I believe that this was, what was it, 40 to 50 players? Actually, I think their capacity is 60, so man, that's a lot of guessing there. So PPG had their Genesis Impact case tournament today, and with that, we got some interesting results out of the top cut here. Now, keep in mind that this is just one tournament. Results may vary, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So we had 4 virtual world in top cut. Half of the field is virtual world. We weren't exaggerating when we said that we really don't want to deal with the entire VFD turbo shenanigans for the whole format, but that's pretty much what it's coming down to. Also, this deck is probably one of the most, I mean, when you knocked down the ceiling, you knocked out Dragon Link, you definitely got the rest of the format to adjust. And, well, unfortunately, virtual world best deck. We also had 2 Zodiac Eldritch decks. Now, a lot of people tossed this deck aside and said, it's okay. Coming out of Luxury last weekend, I think we had, 1 to 2 max in top cut. And previously, we came out of the extravaganza before that, before the list shifted, and we saw that Zoo Eldritch had 3 power seats in top 16, piloted by very good players. I don't know if this is just dependent on how your format shifts, how things adapt, or if Virtual World's just not the best matchup for this deck. Because honestly, getting VFD'd and then playing the Eldritch part of the deck is probably the best part. But it comes down to after that, like, your zoo part kind of just doesn't function underneath that. So I guess it depends on how things go in terms of development for the metagame for you. But this was interesting, getting the chance to see that this deck is still sitting here at the dinner table, probably as one of the, not the second best deck in the room. I want to give Eldritch Zodiac a little bit more credit. I think that this deck has a lot of cool potential going for it, but here we are. There's also been some developments with Virtual World, which I'll cover here in a little bit. So that's interesting enough, right? All right, so for the Rogue decks up here. Yeah, you remember how everybody and their mother was like, Drytron's not a good deck. And then I still think people think that, man. All right, well, Drytron continues to sit at the dinner table as the ritual deck, and later today at 11 I'm going to go through, we're going to analyze this deck and our other little rogue competitor here, which is frickin' Dragon Maids. Dragon Maids of all decks made it in to top cut, and you're probably sitting here going, really? Dragon Maids of all things? Oh yeah, baby. It got 6th place after everything was said and done, but I think that it's really nice that we're continuously getting the chance to see roguish picks. Even like with Virtual World running amok right now, Dragon Maids have kind of just been wiggling their way into the competitive scene, and I don't know if people really don't know how to handle or play against this deck. I just want to say maybe it's just fleeting ignorance that they're unaware of the Omni Negate tag down that this deck can put out. I'm not really too sure. But this deck's consistency and its overall combo potential, it's not something that you want to forget about. So, also their trap card adds an extra layer of bounce ability. I guess maybe the format's just so crap right now that a passive deck like this that can max out and bring a lot of hand traps to the table maybe gets a chance to play. So, I don't know. We'll see. A lot of hand trap equal good potential. kind of is just how I'm starting to realize this as of late. So, Dragon Maid, Drytron taking up those rogue slots for this event, which, like I said, doesn't really surprise me all that much. Like, Dragon Maid also has a little thing going for it called the entire Dragon Toolbox. Have you guys met LP? Have you guys met Pisty? Have you guys? Have you? Ah, of course you couldn't. You couldn't forget about the other half of the Dragon Core. Ah, nah, that'd be stupid. Why'd we forget about that? Huh. All right. So, what else in the world is going on here? What were the big finishers in the event? So, first place, baby, actually was kind of cool. And by kind of cool, oh boy, it's Virtual World. Yeah, of course, Virtual World won. They had 50% of the top 4 or top 8. Like, anybody shocked about this? Hey, is your mom shocked about this? No. Okay, that's what I thought. So, things that stick out to me as cool about this Virtual World list. We have 2 Foolish Burial Goods. I have been noticing a lot of the Virtual World community is just bouncing back and forth on this. I've seen builds playing 3. I got builds over here playing 2. I got builds over here playing none. What do you want me to tell you about this? I think that this is probably going to be your interesting tech slot back and forth on this. I also see builds debating on if they want to play the talents or not play the talents. Now, honestly, if you're going for more of a budget aspect, you're not necessarily going to look at the talents because you probably can't afford them. I don't really blame you for that, all right? Like, they're ridiculously expensive as it is. So if you're looking to play something more budget, you do have access to a 3rd Foolish Burial Goods. You just adjust as you want to. I mean, the bad boy here, like, you look at this main deck, your main deck's going to cost you $80, if that. Like, and then the extra deck, you should be able to build this, I mean, on a relatively easy budget, in my opinion. So, we actually have probably the first easy competitive deck in a very long time. Outside of the main deck, everything looks good. Now, the extra deck here is also pretty standard. We also have access to Chow Fang. We have the double Cloud Castle. We got the Bamboozling in here. There is nothing too out of the ordinary about this. Now, there was one interesting tech choice that I kind of noticed across a lot of the field, and it was Twin Twister. There was so much Twin Twister, like just running amok, that it's very interesting. So I guess maybe Twin Twister might be returning as an option, or maybe it was just this one particular tournament. But that was definitely something that caught my attention. So we'll have to wait and see where that goes. So outside of that, very, very, very standard build. And then the other thing I want to talk about here is the Zodiac Eldritch list out of this event. Now, I'm going to be honest with you here. This is also very, very standard. Skullmeister has wheedled his way on into pretty much a lot of these meta decks, and he is being the glue that is holding a lot of these together at this point. I also see that we are playing the little Zodiac Rabbit. That's going to round out a bit of our matchups to be a little bit easier for us, which is a very nice thing. Also, double Ram, very standard. Ghost Bell finding its way in here. Also packing in the strikes with double Torrential, double Haguero, actually. That's a little bit spicy. Outside of that, extra deck looks very, very standard here. And I also see that we have Cycle Readers in here. So we're ahead of the times out here. We're rounding out our potentially Garbaggio matchup for Drytron. All right. Outside of that, this is very, very standard yet again. The entire Zodiac engine combined with Eldritch is just a very good control deck that is going to look to grind your opponent out of the game. Do not underestimate what decks like Homero Alman here decided to play for this weekend. So I do think this is a very good potential metagame contender going for. I think that this might be probably the second best deck in coming forth times. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think that I'm wrong? But I'm not. Leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think. And, well, that would be your breakdown for the PPG. Yeah, we're going to talk about the Dragon Maid deck and Drytron later on in the day. All right, guys. Have a good rest of your day. I'll see you back here later on for the 12 days of deck profiles and goodies. All right, guys. Peace out. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCole40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCole40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcolegames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.